Hey everybody, welcome back to NFT Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about everything that Decentraland has been doing here, including the fact that it actually followed one of my predictions from a couple of videos ago, so that's pretty awesome. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily mana price targets, and let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys have not already seen what we are working with here on the day, mana right now is sitting right around $4 here with a 9% increase on the day. That is absolutely awesome. In terms of market cap here, we are at right around $7 billion in terms of market cap, which is, again, amazing. It is, much, much, much higher than I think a lot of people would have thought. And, to be able to hold rank 30 like this is quite impressive. And if we could get this just up to, maybe even $10 billion, we would surpass a lot of other things here on CoinMarketCap. So the fact of the matter is, this is doing good. And the volume here, wow, man, up 59.68%. Now, with increased volume, of course, does come increased volatility, but it looks as if the majority of this volume has been overwhelming buy volume. It looks as if most people here are interested in purchasing this asset today and not getting rid of it. So that is fantastic. And again, when we look at our historical data here in terms of volume, we are at around $3.5 billion here on the day. But you guys can see, once Mana had this real liftoff, $27 billion. Oh my goodness, 14. So there have been days that are a lot more volatile than today. This just happens to be a nice increase in attention here around Decentraland. So when we get to our graph here, there's a lot to unpack. But before we do, make sure to check out Webull, guys. Top of the link down below in the description if you guys want to start trading stocks and cryptocurrency. If you guys do, you guys can use my link and get up to 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300 potentially if you sign up. So top of the link down below in the description, folks. And of course, if you guys do, I get a couple free stocks as well, and I always do appreciate it. So let's take a look at what we are, sort of working with here on the day. So the main thing that I warned you guys about is that we have really an ascending movement here from really around the 12th-ish up until what we see on the 20th. This is basically just an ascending triangle, and you guys can see, it really is, creeping its way up. And of course, it's not exactly as neat and pretty as you would like one of these, drawings to be, but you guys can get the gist of what we are working with here. Again, higher highs, higher lows, and naturally, when one sees something like this, the thought would be, yeah, this is going to have a little bit of pullback. And that's what I mentioned right here on the 20th. I said, you know what, we're a little above $4, but I do anticipate there will be some level of pullback after this ascending triangle. And of course, you guys can see that is exactly what happened here. It's always nice to see a prediction come true, and it looks as if, again, we saw for a couple of days here that pullback from around 430 all the way down to around 350-ish. But what you guys can see after is a nice recovery. It looks as if, again, this pullback was just as a result of that ascending triangle. Of course, this ascending triangle led to this amount of pullback, which, of course, has been met with a nice recovery. And that is, essentially the transition from a bearish movement to a bullish movement. And when we load the MACD, of course, I always like to check. You guys can see it is probably going to agree with me. So again, you guys can see we have, this sort of ascending wedge here, definitely, leaving to a lot of buying action, getting all the way up to the top. Then, of course, we see the red, it is telling us, yeah, now is the pullback. And then right around here, boom, we cross over into new territory, which looks to be the end of that pullback. So the question is, what happens now? Well, I think the best thing to do is to really qualify this as what I think you could say is just a completely new movement. I mean, really, if we were to just draw a wall, just from everything that's happened up until now, I think it's nice in a way to count this as a completely new movement. Because if you don't do this, you could look at the price action from the 10th all the way up until now and say, oh my goodness, this looks like another ascending triangle. Is it going to crash again? And for some reason, that just doesn't really agree with me. Is it possible? I'm sure that you could watch this have some pullback as, naturally, again, it is being bought an awful lot. But for some reason, I just don't see this happening. Maybe it's just a gut thing. I just don't really see this happening. So I think it's nice in a way to sort of call this a brand new movement. From here on out, everything that happens now is pretty much going to be new, at least in my eyes. So that is that. Now, when we check the relative strength index, which you guys know I love to do on the videos here, we can start from the low here. Again, this is the end of the pullback. We reach our period where we are being, what is considered to be a little bit overbought. We reach this overbought, kind of period here. Then we have a long period of pullback heading all the way down again here to around 28 on the relative strength index here on November 21st. So we are headed to the bottom here, leaving us with, the opportunity now to have some pullback. And, if I was sitting here looking at this chart at the time, would have probably reaccumulated some more right around 350. So again, we have that period of pullback. And right now, essentially, what we are working with is the opportunity to take us from 28 all the way up to around 67. So reaching near the end, again, of the relative strength next to around 420. So right at around $4.20 on the day, it is considered to be overbought. It is considered to be too much buy volume at that price. So we have a bit of a pullback, bringing us down to around the 53-ish line, so right around the middle. So again, sitting here right around $4, maybe a little bit below $4 for Decentraland does seem to be the normal sustainable price on the day. So if the relative strength index did behave and we stayed, somewhere around this price here on the day, then it is very, clear to say that we would probably stick around, $3.90, $4 without having a lot of issues. Of course, that is that. Now, when we check the Fibonacci retracement, which I always love to do as well, just get an idea of course, the recent high and the recent low from the most recent run. So we have the recent run starting at around 350, this low, bringing us up to, one of the most recent highs at around $4. And you guys can see that from 350 to 4, we managed to gain support at the 38.2% line. So we use this line essentially as a launch pad to bounce off of, and we head all the way again up to, well over $4. And even right now, it is questionable as to whether or not we will be able to stay above the 23.6% line. So this 23.6% line right now, we could just kind of bounce off of if things go according to plan, or we could head down just a little lower, down to the 38.2% line, but I definitely don't see it getting much lower than that for the near future here. And if that sort of consolidation was able to happen when we zoom out with everything here, of course, you guys would really watch this most recent movement kind of trading horizontally, just kind of consolidating, which I think would be the best thing for long-term growth and long-term movement. So that's that, folks. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter, guys. Matt Garbarino. I'd love to have discussions with you guys about, about cryptos and about whatever you guys want to talk about. Of course, I do provide a lot of updates related to my YouTube channels as well. So definitely go ahead and check this out. Matt Garbarino over on Twitter. And again, of course, the Webull, top of the link down below in the description. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily Decentraland videos. My name is Matt. See you guys on the next one. Peace.